investigating with us the meaning and use of the metaphor head over heels is Rosalind Severin McClean, our special guest this week. We are excited to discuss this with her because of a series of books titled Oceans of Thoughts. Both of her works present expressive poems that discuss relatable themes along with shedding light on her own memories, history and culture. She gives quite a different take on Head Over Heels. So, Rosalind, thank you so much for being here with us on Metaphorically Speaking. Tell us a little about yourself. Where are you based? Where are you from? What are you up to?
Thank you so much for inviting me for this interview as well. I am from Dominica, West Indies. Grew up in Dominica all through childhood, and then I came to the United States. I'm in New York at the moment. Yeah, I live in New York right now.
What do you do in New York?
Actually, what I do, when I first came here, I did modeling. I modeled for quite a few years. And, and then I went into dance. And I danced the cultural dance of Dominica for over almost 40 years in this country. And when I worked for the city of New York, I do have a full-time job. I went to school and I did have a full-time job. And at the moment right now, I decided to do a little writing. And this is currently what I am, I'm focused on doing at the moment.
You mentioned that you are an author. Tell us about your books.
I have decided in my senior year to put through some of my work I've been doing all along for many years. I write poetry, I write prose, I do essay writing. My work is called Oceans of Thoughts. That's what I titled the book, because I am looking at oceans as ocean waves of the universe, not only the sea, but the actual universe. In my book, I write life experiences. My life experiences are written through my work, and channeling this work through the poetry. I go into journeys, life journeys, like a life story. My work relates to the readers from the feedback that I get from just about all of my audience. My work relates to actually penetrates the readers. They see themselves in my work, like a transformation. So I am thankful for that area that my work has taken.
Could you give us an example where you say it resonates with your readers? Is there a story or, as you said, a poem? Is there a line that they say to you, oh, when I read this sentence or this line, it brought back memories? Is there anything that you can think of? I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Yes, I could refer to both books, but I can also refer to book one, where I wrote about my sister and her transition. She passed on. And this particular series of poetry really touched just about everybody. If you would like me to go through to open the book, and I could probably read a line or two from that.
Please go ahead.
Yes, okay. This is Oceans of Thoughts, Book 1. It's a bestseller on Amazon. Actually, they're both bestsellers, and I really appreciate my audience, supporting my work. I will go into one of the poems I titled, it's Yvonne She Came. Her name is Yvonne, and I titled it as Yvonne She Came. I will just read a short part. Okay. I said, oh yes, it's Yvonne She Came. She knew that I would have called her whilst on this earthly spell. So in the midst, with angelic purpose, she visited at my window. Mysteriously beautiful little dove, with divine ability, you gracefully cooed, purring bright eyes, to let me know that you are still there. So this actual poem, I wrote it as, that's about the first or second year of her transition. And usually I called her for her birthday, Mother's Day. That year it was like an emptiness because I couldn't call her, but she called me. She came to me. And I know it was her because at the time, this is a time I would have called. And that's the time she came. And, so far, every year at that time, I get a signal from her. Somehow, some bird comes pecking or fluttering. Something happens at a particular time. And this particular poem seemed to hit home for many, many readers who have lost some loved one. and have realized, yes, I heard this, or I saw this, so it gave them a sense of belonging.
It made me remember when my children's father passed, and certain things would happen that you just know he is there. But before his passing, when people used to say, I'm telling you, I feel they're there, or they're in the room, or somebody smiled, and when they smiled, it smiled just like them, I would think, no. It's as if until you experience it, sometimes you don't really believe it. So when you were reading that situation came to mind. And also, I must say to you, before I forget to say it in the interview, I was so pleased to see, in preparation to talking to you, checking my emails, and guess what I saw? Amazon sent me a book that they recommended that I read, and it was your book.
Oh, wow.
So I thought, wow, if they're recommending this to me, then, I'm hoping that my listeners can see there is something there. Pick up the book and read it.
Yes.
But, we talk about writing. I mean, is writing a love of yours? Writing poetry, has it always been something that you love doing?
Writing poetry is like a passion. It's like a freedom. I'm able to express myself without anyone approving before it goes out. It's like I am true to myself and true to my word. And the good thing about the way I write, or the way the inspiration falls, because I can't do it alone. It has to come from a higher source. It resonates with the reader. It gives me great joy that when someone gives me a review or tells me, because I've had open mic and I have read a lot of my work there, and the responses I got from this international audience who have attended these open mics, and they actually would feel my work penetrating through them.
So it's very much a love story, a love for poetry, a love for putting down your thoughts. Of life that resonates with other people. And that's why it makes me it's very interesting to us when your metaphor, head over heels, it's very different, because of course when we think of head over heels, we just naturally think about being in love with someone. But for you, it means something different. Tell us how head over heels has played a part in your life.
Head over heels with my work, with my actual work in poetry, has made a big difference in my life. A difference, as I mentioned, freedom, of acceptance. At least my voice is being heard. I grew up as a child, not being able to express myself, as a young Caribbean child. Sometimes you're not heard. It's like you see the child and the child is quiet, because the child, no matter what the child says, the child is not accepted. You don't feel accepted. But with my work in poetry, I've had book 1 and book 2, which have hit bestseller. The acceptance and the freedom is what I feel. And knowing that it's relating to other people, and knowing that people can learn from my work, actually trying to get it out to as many readers as possible, the schools, the teenagers, many readers. And it gives me that acceptance feeling. I think that's the love of my work, is full acceptance.
But when someone's head over heels in the kind of traditional sense of the words, they have had to make sacrifices, or things have happened so quickly that people around them think you're making a rash decision here. Think again, slow down. Have you ever felt that in terms of your poetry?
Yes.
And not just poetry, in your life.
In my life. Yes, I have noticed while I was doing my work, it was like a pure sacrifice, because I sacrificed a lot was happening around me to focus on these manuscripts of work. When I'm doing sacrifice, the relationships around me, relationship with even my daughter, became helter-skelter, because I was focusing so much on this that I couldn't give her the attention that she really needed. I realized too, since I have written these 2 books, and I intend to write more, it's like I've sacrificed relationships of friends. They have sort of stayed away for whatever reasons, I don't know. It's like a persecution. And I will say, okay, this is how it's going to be. I guess that's how it will be for now. Because my love of this work, which help others, is what I intend to do. And what, this metaphor, head over heels, is actually the true factor of my work in poetry.
I'm thinking, at the end of the day, when we think of falling head over heels with something or someone, it seems as if most of the time it does not work out, and then you reflect and you think, oh my gosh, everyone was telling me Oh, I saw the warning signs. I didn't do anything about it. But for you, the way that you've expressed things, it seems as if you have found your way in being head over heels. It has put you on the path that makes you so happy that you have sacrificed the love and comfort of the people who are close to you.
Yes.
And in a way, it is true then, when you fall head over heels, that sometimes you ignore those people who are giving you the warning signs. So writing has been your love that your daughter and those close to you feel it is taking their place.
That's the exact truth of the matter right now. Because I remember many times when I would tell my friends and people, I'm going to write this. I will write this, like I'm writing my life story, but I'm writing through poetry. And I would get some negativity like, who is going to read your work? Why you want to write this? Who's going to read? And I kept persisting. Yes, I'm going to write. I need to write. I have to write. That's my passion. I have to do this. This is the time. And I've been writing for many years, but I never put it out. I would save my work. I would put some on the cassette. Those are the days of the cassette recording.
I remember those days.
And so I'm putting it out now, and I get a lot of backlash. Why you want to do this? And who's going to read your work? And why you think it's that important? You want to read your work? And I said, it's okay. That's what the Lord is doing right now. He's pushing me to do this. The inspiration is right at this point. The sacrifices have been huge, actually, and it hurt. But we have just go along with the program. I said, well, those who don't want to follow me on this journey, I guess they will follow me eventually on moving with the journey.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how can our listeners view or read Oceans of Thoughts and your other books?
Oceans of Thoughts, book 1 and book 2, are available on Amazon. The Oceans of Thoughts book 1 has the bestseller seal on it. I couldn't get it for Oceans of Thought book 2, but they're both bestsellers. That I'm very proud and happy for. The support of the people have helped me to reach this far. And it's a bestseller for women authors. Yes.
Is there a particular reason why you have those colors? You've got like a lilac-y purple pink in your first book and sea blue for the second.
Visions. I had the vision of what color to put. In book 1, I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. And the vision came. The colors came. With book 2, I knew I was supposed to do something with music. And I had the vision to use green and blue, but I had no idea how. And I kept seeing the colors. So eventually I researched the color of music, pop music. And in my research for the color of pop music, I got cyan blue. And I had cyan blue with the green. And this is how this came about.
I wish you all the best with your books and your upcoming new book of poetry. And make sure that we keep in touch and let us know when it's available.
Yes, I will. Thank you so much. I'm currently working on book 3. So, hopefully that comes by the end of the year. But I thank you so much for your time for this interview. I really appreciate it. I look forward to meeting you as well.
Yes, I will be in New York within the next few weeks. Yes. So I will let you know. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to be in New York. Yes. Let you know.
Yes, a telephone call away.
Maybe I can get a signed copy.
Oh, yes, most definitely. Both of them.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, Rosalind, well, thank you and all the best.
All right, thank you so much.